So the government's idea right now is we're going to export our way out of this. And when I asked a senior member of the Obama administration last week, how are we going to grow exports if we won't allow nominal wage deflation? And he says, we're just going to kill the dollar. And I said, okay, more you mean. So that's the only answer.
That's a dead answer.
It's a
Today is August 6, 2015. Bitcoin price is $275. In 2008, the year of the global financial crisis, Bitcoin landed on the scene as a supposed answer to countries around the world continuing to compete to devalue their own currency, a race to the bottom. Some would say Bitcoin is the answer to the problem. I say it's the Hegelian dialectic of problem, reaction, solution, of which is commonly used by the global elite. Bitcoin, supposedly created by an unnamed person anonymously named Satoshi Nakamoto, appeared to be a genius in 5 distinct areas: accounting, economics, programming, cryptography, and banking. Bitcoin appears to be perfect for a borderless society, helping to frame the New World Order. Nobody knows who created it, so no nation can take claim to it. Bitcoin is compatible with an open society where everybody knows what everybody else is doing. All transactions can be viewed from the blockchain. It is perfect for something called smart contracts, especially in a world where the new leaders of the world are going to come from corrupt third world emerging nations such as Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. The global elite want global trade, but want it in such a way that cuts down corruption, but allows for trade to occur very fast under their control. Bitcoin also meets the criteria for a surveillance society where all transactions can be monitored. The pattern I see emerging the last 15 years is a virtual world where real wealth by design is becoming more and more digital. Your bank accounts are virtual, your trading and pension accounts are virtual, and your entertainment such as your music and TV are virtual. Bitcoin falls in line with the virtual theme. Every 30 to 40 years, the money changers, aka the global elite, change the way we look at money. What a coincidence we are approaching that 30 to 40 year mark since President Nixon in 1971 changed the way we looked at the dollar by taking the world off the gold standard. The dollar as of today, August 6, 2015, is a global reserve currency and will soon be replaced by another currency. Some say it will be the Yuan or the SDR. It is my firm belief a digital cryptocurrency will be the next advancement in the new virtual era, when banks can no longer be trusted to keep depositors' money safe. We will at some point in time be herded in the direction of cryptocurrency as the only option in order to keep government from seizing accounts and taking what does not belong to them. New types of banks will arise and hold cryptocurrency securely and be used as a means for smart contracts and escrow. Gold and silver will be valued by many but will be limited by its availability to the public in time of distress. Eventually the public will be convinced precious metals will be too slow to compete with cryptocurrencies and will be looked at as a barbarous relic too slow for global trade in a world obsessed with speed and an inability for delayed gratification. If we look at Bitcoin and compare it to the elite's plan to have a new currency every 30 to 40 years, Bitcoin satisfies that objective. The last Bitcoin will be mined in 2040, so after 2040, we can count on another virtual currency 100 times better than Bitcoin that will emerge. At least this is my suspicion. Let's talk about the internet. I believe the true reason the internet was created was for the purpose of 1, connecting all people around the world by erasing borders, 2, surveillance, 3, monetary transactions. Monetary transactions has not happened, but it is currently in the works. Bitcoin will help to complete the criteria for the intended use by the global elite for what the internet was initially intended for. the unusual suspects, or the insiders in the know. The Winklevoss twins own about 1% of all Bitcoins. The Winklevoss twins are connected to Facebook. Facebook is connected to the NSA and CIA. Larry Summers. Larry Summers is the former Secretary of U.S. Treasury, World Bank Chief Economist, and Obama Administration Economic Advisor. He started his own Bitcoin mining company and plans to have smartphones that mine Bitcoins. Tim Draper. Tim Draper is a billionaire venture capitalist who bought 30,000 Bitcoins for $20 million in the Silk Road auction and has invested several millions in other Bitcoin startups. Tim Draper has ties to the Yuan, population control advocates, and banking institutions by the way of his father, William Draper. Blythe and Daniel Masters. Blythe Masters has been accused by many for suppressing the silver price for J.P. Morgan. Blythe has left J.P. Morgan to start her own Bitcoin firm, Digital Asset Holdings. Blythe Masters' ex-husband Daniel Masters has also started his own Bitcoin company. Sir Richard Branson. Sir Richard Branson is a billionaire investor who is an open investor in Bitcoin and is making it possible for people to take private trips in outer space using Bitcoin. Patrick Byrne, Overstock CEO, is quoted as saying, "I am holding it like I hold gold. I want a robust safety net as things play out. I've always had misgivings about fiat currencies. Gold was the answer, but it doesn't translate as well in the digital age." Ben Bernanke, chairman of the Federal Reserve, said gold was not money when asked in a hearing, but says he thinks Bitcoin could provide a secure, faster, and more efficient payment system. Pretty surprising response considering the Federal Reserve is constantly selling, buying, and holding gold for itself and other major institutions around the world. Eric Schmidt. Eric Schmidt is CEO of Google, has been publicly endorsing Bitcoin by saying it provides enormous value to the digital world. If you're not already aware, Google, CIA, and NSA are all working together to track and surveil the population. Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs has appointed a director to a Bitcoin startup called Circle and has invested $50 million. Circle has no business model and all services are currently free. Satoshi Nakamoto. Satoshi Nakamoto was the anonymous creator of Bitcoin and has not claimed credit for the open source project. Satoshi has mined about 1 million Bitcoins and, according to many followers of the blockchain, none have moved or been spent. The NSA. The NSA has been researching cryptocurrencies prior to the 2008 Satoshi white paper. NSA has research papers similar to Bitcoin white paper written in 1996 on the cryptography of anonymous electronic cash. The U.S. government. The U.S. government has seized hundreds of thousands of Bitcoins and is to be one of the biggest holders of Bitcoin. They also have not come out against Bitcoin, considering Bitcoin would be undermining competing with the dollar. Bill Gates. Bill Gates is now endorsing Bitcoin as interested in blockchain technology for Microsoft. Al Gore has come out and endorsed Bitcoin as a replacement to some functions of government. Peter Thiel, co-founder of PayPal. You would think he would be against Bitcoin since Bitcoin competes with PayPal, but Thiel said he believes that it will be the first cryptocurrency that has the potential to change the world. Politicians like Rick Perry are asking for donations in Bitcoin. Rick Perry is definitely an insider and has been invited several times to private Bilderberg meetings. G7 and the representative group, or the group of seven, meeting in Germany this June announced support for appropriate regulations of virtual currencies. A global organization comprised of heads of state from some of the world's largest economies, including Canada, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, the UK, and the US. The G7 met in Bavaria on the 7th and 8th June. Milton Friedman. Milton Friedman is a Nobel Prize-winning economist, was one of the first persons to publicly say there really is no need for the Federal Reserve. All money can be created by a supercomputer. Milton Friedman was a longtime political intelligence operative for the Rockefeller family interest. I believe the idea of making money more digital has been out there for a long time and started with Friedman. The top 8 largest banks embracing Bitcoin. The first one is BNP Paribas, which is a French bank. The second one is Société Générale, which is another French bank. The third one is Citibank. Fourth one, UBS. Fifth one is Barclays. Sixth is Goldman Sachs. 7 is Banco Santander. 8th is Standard Chartered. So, question. You have all these billionaires, banks, and government institutions buying Bitcoin and endorsing it, yet the price has been going down and being suppressed. The amount of venture capitalists that have invested in Bitcoin has continued to double and triple every year. So why does the price continue to fall? I believe at some point the price will skyrocket given the right crisis. The elite want people to know about Bitcoin, but they really don't want people hurting into it before the great wealth transfer occurs. Bitcoin's price will possibly rise or raise dramatically after precious metal hits a climactic level and the population has limited access to gold and limited ways to transact precious metals.
Your candor, however, it doesn't help the rest of us, does it, or the rest of the Eurozone?
I would say this, listen, I would say this to everybody who's watching this. This economic crisis is like a cancer. If you just wait and wait thinking this is going to go away, just like a cancer, it's going to grow and it's going to be too late. What I would say to everybody is get prepared. This is not a time right now to wishful thinking the government is going to sort things out. The governments don't rule the world. Goldman Sachs rules the world. Goldman Sachs does not care about this rescue package, neither does the big funds. So actually, what I would actually tell people, I want to help people. People can make money from this. It isn't just traders. What they need to do is